Welcome back to MI Unplugged. I'm Anthony. I'm here with Luz, and today we're going to talk about the top benefits of buying a house.
Welcome back, guys. This episode is brought to you by MIA Unplugged.
And so today, I would say the number one benefit of buying a house that nobody really talks about is equity.
True.
So when you buy a house, obviously, if you're going to put 20% down, most likely you're going to have 20% equity already built into the home on closing date. But of course, as time goes on and the average expectancy for someone to live in a house now is around 12 years, you're probably going to gain $100,000, $200,000 in equity minimum. And also with equity, you're gaining net worth. And with equity, you have many things you can do. There are options.
Absolutely. I have a beautiful story to share. In 2020, it was exactly during the pandemic. I have this client referred to me from an agent in California. The client was moving from San Diego to Miami, and they were buying a townhouse in Kendall. So we found a great townhouse, basic townhouse in Kendall. And I remember it was 292, if I'm not mistaken. Next year, they called me and they said that they wanted to move to Doral. So we were able to find a house in Doral. And then what they did was they sold the house that they had in California. With that money, they put it down on the house that they were buying in Doral. And the house that the house that I sold them in 2020 in Kendall, they rented out. So 2 weeks ago, they called me. And when I went to their house, they now want to do this. Look at this. They want to sell the townhouse that they bought in 2020. They have $200,000 equity. Hello?
Hello?
200,000. That's a lot of money. In 3 years, that's a lot of money. So this is what we're doing now. We are selling the townhouse in Kendall. We are renting the little house in Doral. And we are buying a bigger house. Only in 3 years, guy. And the only way that this couple is able to do that is because they trust the journey, they trust the process, and they, very humbly, I have to say, they align with an amazing real estate agent like myself. And of course, I align with an amazing real estate team like Cristina Fernandez and Sunset Home Mortgage and Paola Hess from Thomas J. Hess. So again, exactly as you were saying, the number one benefit I feel about owning a house is by far creating wealth for you and your family.
Right. And although every person has their own situation, right?
True.
So maybe they don't want to buy another house. You could also use the equity in your house to make renovations.
True.
You could send your kids to school. You could send your grandkids to school. You could go on vacation.
You can go on beautiful vacations. You can also buy investment properties.
Yes.
That's something that people do all the time. And you can do that this way. You will buy your first house with, let's see, the minimum 3% down payment on a conventional loan or 3.5% down payment on an FHA loan. And then you live on that house for a year. And then a year goes by, and then you rent that property. So now you become a landlord. And then you go and buy another house. Again, with the 3.5% or 3%. That's great way for you to create wealth. Like I have 7 investment properties, and the way that I have been able to do that is be instead of like just putting the money on my bank account, on a saving account, or a certificate account, I put it on real estate because the money can get multiplied. And I have property that have tripled the value, even my own house. Like my house now, it costs 3 times what I bought my house in 2015. If I would have put that money into my bank account, to a saving account, or into, I don't know, a certificate, whatever you call it, how much will I gonna get?
Hard to say, especially with inflation.
Exactly. But in real estate, I have the house, and I put great down payments on all my properties, and the properties are paying by themselves. And I honestly think it's a great way for you to create wealth.
Right. And so one important note, since you were able to buy a new house with 3.5% down after the first year, is you can use the same program after a certain amount of time. Right?
Exactly.
So you can just begin to leverage and scale this program And so you can get your foot in the door with one property, and then you can go wait 1 year, rent that property out like you mentioned, and then purchase the next property. You could renovate it while you live in it, and then use it to your advantage. However, whatever goal you have in mind, we can make it work for you. We can figure out the plans, the scope. But you can, again, just continue to leverage, roll that out. And just over time, this is what you can do, as Luz's clients did.
And also, like some clients, let's say if you are a veteran, you can buy with 0% down. There are some programs for like nurses, doctors, and people that works in the medical field that brings those programs as well that you can buy without any money down. If you have any questions about what are the best avenues for you to buy a house, just give us a call and we will connect you with our amazing friend, Cristina Fernandez from Sunset Home Mortgage, and she will be able to guide you to the whole process and like track all the numbers to make sure to tell you how much do you qualify for, and then we go from there. So benefit number 2?
Benefit number 2 is probably a pro tip and a benefit is that you can write off or deduct the interest on your mortgage.
True. There is a document called 1098M, which basically you receive every single year. It says the amount of money that you pay on interest, and then that document you take to your accountant, and the accountant can work those numbers and write off the money that you pay on interest. Something that people ask me all the time is like, will my mortgage payment change? I said, well, it can change only depending on the taxes and insurance. But your principal and interest, if you have I have a 15 years fixed rate, it will never change.
Right.
The only thing that I have seen changing every year is the insurance, because insurance have been going up and taxes are going up. So basically the bank will just adjust the number. But my principal and interest is always the same until I finish my loan. In my case, it's 15 years, but most people, they will have 30 years fixed rate mortgages, which is like the most common one.
For sure.
So of course, like whatever works for you and depending on your financials, I really wanted to finish paying my house sooner. Now I feel like, money is free. Like, interest rate are on the 6 right now.
Right, the high 6s now.
So I don't know, maybe, we keep evolving and changing. But anyhow, I think that it's very important for you to know that the only 2 items that will change on your mortgage payments are the insurance and the property taxes. Payment and interest will stay the same.
Perfect.
For the loan of the term, of course. For the term of the loan. For the term of the loan, of course. Okay, so let's go for benefit number 3.
Benefit 3, I would say, is you have a sense of security.
Oh my God.
Right?
Yes.
Don't you want a place that you feel safe, that you feel is yours, and you have this pride of ownership?
Yes.
And like as somebody who rents, you don't really have the right to change the place. You're gonna have to change the place back, right? And you need to maintain it in a certain condition. You don't have the freedom to create as you will your own private sanctuary.
Yes.
So,
and also, what happened when the landlord called you and they said like, "Oh, I want to sell my house"?
Right. Yeah. Imagine that we've both experienced our friends and clients with awful experiences where I know one time I was living in this condominium, and you can own the condominium in one tower, but you can rent only in the other tower. And we had a bunch of friends there, and they gave them 60-day notice. Like, hey, we're going to kick everybody out. We're going to completely renovate this tower, and you have 60 days to find a new place, and they've been there for years.
Can you imagine that will not happen to you when you buy your house? Because the only way that the bank is going to come and kick you out is when you stop making your payments. If you keep making your payments every month, the lender cannot come to you and say, you know what, I want you out, because hello, it's your house. The things that the lender can do is they can transfer the loan. Actually, just happened that to me. The lender sold my loan to another bank, but that doesn't mean that my terms are changing.
Right.
So I'm going to keep making my same payment on the first of each month. The only difference is now between paying to Jose Diaz and paying to Pedro Vargas. That's the only difference, like for you to have a perspective. But my payment is the same.
Well, which is actually common. There's always somebody who allows you to take the mortgage, and then they sell it behind the scenes.
Yes.
So
it happens all the time. And
practice.
it's part of the documents that we sign when we are signing the mortgage documents. At the closing table, that document is there that says that the lender has the right to sell your loan at any moment.
Exactly. But nothing will change for you as the homeowner.
Exactly. And then benefit number 4.
Benefit 4. What do you have?
For me, I say one of the biggest accomplished that I have in life is the sense of security that I get in my house. I say it all the time, my house is my sanctuary. And being able to get to my house and do the renovations that I want, to paint whatever colors I want, to now, like I did wallpapers, I changed the stairs and put glass on it. I am able to do that because it's my house.
Right.
But when you rent a house, like maybe you can paint, of course. And I always say to my tenants, you can paint it. But then when you are going to deliver the property back to me, you need to paint it back the color that I'm giving you the property, which we use 95% of the time we use white.
Yes.
But when you own your house, you get that sense of security. You get that sense of accomplishment. Like, wow, I am not just throwing my money away every single month. I am creating wealth. I have a report that I can see how my equity is growing at my house every single month. And every time I get the report every month, I go like, oh my God. You see, it's like you making money while you sleep. You can only do that through real estate. Let's be honest.
Let's be honest. And then even you can design your own place, as you mentioned, your own sanctuary, how you want. Even when you rent, you often have to ask permission in order just to put a nail in the wall, to hang a picture, to hang a TV. You really can't.
Yes, but when you have your own place, is like this is part of me, and this is my little pedacito of who I am. And it's just, I to be 100% transparent here, I love the feeling of having my little house and to feel happy and willing and able to welcome all my friends to my beautiful house.
Right.
So if you have any more questions about the benefits of owning a house here in Florida, I will say not only in Miami, give us a call. We are here to help you and to guide you to the whole process. Thank you for another episode to my amazing host, Anthony. And as you know, guys, I'm here in Italy, but I'm always working.
Always.
Ready to rock. And Anthony can say.
Dial.
So let me go and eat some pasta. And until next time.
Okay. But don't forget to like, comment, share.
And subscribe.
Course, yeah, we're everywhere you listen to us or
Where
watch
are
us.
we are?
Oh, we got Anchor. Okay, not Anchor. We got Spotify. We got YouTube, Amazon, Google, YouTube. Instagram, TikTok,
everywhere. So
everywhere.
Look for us, and thank you again for another episode at MIA
Unplugged.